Good morning, guys. It's Rachel Castille. Today I want to talk to you about fulfillment is in who you were created to be, not who you think you are. And that's an upgrade in identity. How do you get to who you're created to be? It's a path, it's a road with God. And sometimes you might not really know God, but God knows you. And God puts you on other people's hearts, and they start speaking into your life until you can recognize the voice of God in your own life. And I found the path to who I'm created to be intertwined with people. Think of that. That is the goodness of God bringing things into your life that quickens, that awakens, that stirs something in you to begin to see who you really are. And just trust the goodness of God to bring into your life the things that are there to highlight what you need to see. Good morning, Angela. Love you. So glad that you're on. God will bring into your life those catalysts to begin to show you what's really on the inside of you. And it's a journey of surrender. Like we have to come to know that God is trustworthy, that God is actually a positive influence. And I just want to encourage people. It could look like just getting on somebody's live. It could look like being in a friend group. It could be just following a nudge where you gain a revelation in a space, like trusting the things that's awakening in you, that's coming up, that you don't know why this thing it won't let go of you. You're like this idea. That's how I've seen God begin to awaken me and to show me who I really am created to be. And that's the first statement, like that being where fulfillment is. We're fulfilled on that path. And prior, we're kind of searching around with our understanding, our own current perspective of ourselves, until we learn that our Creator is the one who knows us more than we do. And when we begin to be receptive to run right now, y'all. Okay, I think I'm back. But yeah, whenever we can begin to trust God's voice in our life, be it just somebody walking by and being like, I see this in you. Hey, you carry this gift. And it brings awareness to maybe something that hasn't been affirmed in us before. It might collide with some words spoken over you. You may have had your dad speak something over you that shut something down. Or you wanted to pursue music and somebody was like, oh, you can't do that. You're not going to be successful. Oh, you can't sing. That's how do we get off the path of who we were created to be? That is where we find ourselves starting to build an understanding of who we are. That understanding kind of sends us on a trajectory that is not who we really are. That's how I found in my life. I believed that I couldn't just freely speak. I would so check in with others for my identity. I check in for validation, for affirmation from people that in the realm of I guess the social world, that it's like, okay, they're respected, they have a voice, that they freely speak their mind. If I can't get their agreement about me, then I can't be her. And I need their approval. It's like asking somebody for space. It's like, okay, you taking up the room. Am I allowed to be what I'm made to be in this room? And waiting for that. That was my childhood thing. It's like, if somebody teased me, if somebody made fun of me, questioned me, put a seed of doubt in what I spoke, then I would take responsibility for what they implied. I feel like I need to manage that thing in the outside world. I needed to manage the perception that they spoke over me, that they spoke in the room. I felt like it was something I couldn't be who I am until I undo that misconception, that perception that the person spoke. I think if the people in this room all believe this about me, and they are the people I value the most, then that must be who I am. That's how I descend into a thought process away from my identity instead of being who I always was. So that was the vice of my heart, is like being so attached to affirmation, validation, support, that I lived needing permission. I lived kind of in a way protecting myself from judgment. And as that being a response to protect myself from external judgment, what happened is I got off of my path when I did that. I stopped being who I was created to be publicly. I had a sense of identity, a sense of dreams that God put in my heart that were still very much alive. And but the issue is that I began to hold it, like clutch my pearls. And trying to see, I'm sitting at a red light, seeing when I need to cross. I'm gonna wait for the thing to actually tell me that I can. I don't be at street lights all too often. But my vice, my way of dealing with that is that I basically said I'll be myself around whoever really gets me, who listens to me unconditionally. And I still think that is maybe a good gauge of who really loves you unconditionally. I think that's good. But outside of that, if you limit yourself where you can only exist around people who fully get you, who fully understand you, who want to hear you out all the way, it makes your world really, really small. And that's what happened most of my life. Like I am 29. Ooh, this dude running this light. But yeah, I'm 29 now, and I'm learning the freedom that I always had. It actually wasn't in the hands. Let me go. Oh, sorry. I totally did that at the wrong time, but that man was nice to me. He's like, yeah, go on ahead and go. There's nobody at the intersection but him. Anyways, yeah, I'm learning the freedom I've always had. So those things that are on the inside, the things that maybe never have been validated by other people, those are still, ooh, there's a bee. Those things are still innate. Those things were put in you by God. And there comes a point, like as an adult now, I'm like, well, what do I do with the things that God put in me? Does the external have to change? Do I have to have people that affirm it? Like particular people? That's where I got stuck. I needed particular people to affirm me, to support me, to embrace what God put in my heart. I'd be like, if they didn't support it, how can it be true? Can I really go out into the world and birth this thing? See? And that's the thing that I had to face as an adult. It's like when you're on your journey of believing what God put in you, believing this thing won't go away. I keep having this desire for this particular expression, this particular endeavor, and it just keeps coming up. Whatever area of creativity that God put in you, that mission is coming up in you. And now, as an adult, I'm looking at, do I believe in this enough to get some new feedback? It could be getting in a new community, getting around somebody who's doing what you're wanting to do. They already are doing it successfully. That's why I highly recommend mentorship. Like, people who have already done what you want to do, that's the person to talk to. Like, they're going to activate, they're going to shift some perspectives. They're going to show you, man, you can do this. You can do this. Like, you can actually be, they're like, I'll say it this way. Like, the people that have stood out to me the most, they do what I'm called to do. Like, the people who have been YouTubers, the people who are out going live, walking around, talking, those are the people that carry a part of my destiny. There's something that I'm seeing the inside of me displayed on the outside in motion. I'm seeing it fully manifested. And I have to take responsibility now and be like, I got to get on my path. I've got to be around people that can break these lies off of me. Because, truth be told, I'm not going to be fulfilled. I'm not going to be fulfilled if I don't get on my path. I'm always going to have some external reason as to why I should play small, as to why I should just put that away, be content, brainwash myself into contentment, or something that is less than my destiny. And that's the thing. If you were created to have a certain effect in the world, you have to go do it, man. You have to get up. You have to quicken yourself to love what God created you to be it all of the time. Like, it's so important that I get beyond the excuses. Like, I'll talk about some of mine this morning. I was so excited last night. I couldn't sleep. I was up at like 2 a.m. watching lives, commenting, and I was just like so jazzed up all night. Like, I had so much because I just see what God is doing in my life. I see how present it is. I see like the freedom that I've had, and I'd rather exercise that. Like, I'm up. I got about 4 hours of sleep, 3, something like that. And I was like, I don't want to lose my momentum. There's something I'm gaining from my own action. I want to keep going. I want to keep declaring. I want to come into the revelation that my dependency isn't on sleep. It's on God. It's on who God created me to be. I don't want to miss my appointments. That's my heart. I don't want to miss my appointments, God. I want to be there. I don't want to limit what I am depending on others. I'm assigned to be on this live, whether people are on it or not. I'm here to do what God called me to do. And I want to be faithful to it. And I want to trust God for the grace to do it. Like, if this is the vision I saw, this is where I needed to be this morning, I'm going to be here. And if me being up in the night and I was basically spending the night with God just as I got to consume and things be stirred in me, I had to trust the fact that what was going on last night is what was meant to be. So if that ends up me not having a lot of sleep, I think there's a revelation that God wants me to walk in, is that I don't need as much sleep as I thought I needed. I need to be doing what God called me to do. I need to be saying yes to the Spirit. I need to let what God put in me flow out. I need to be on point for who God wants me to talk to today. And look, if you're assigned to something, there's grace. I have grace. I am not tired right now at all. Like, I'm so jazzed. I was so alive most of the night. I'm like, I couldn't sleep. And because I just know I want to step fully in, that every lie I ever lived under has no effect on me at all. And I prove it through my own action. So yeah, if you want to break a lie, step into what God showed you. And there's so much grace. Like, literally, there was so many lies that kept me captive for so long. And I get a redo. I get a redo on life. I get a redo right now. To say, oh, somebody thinks this about you. Oh, when you're like this, you're this. Yeah, when you're talking, you're controlling. Your boldness, oh, you're boisterous. Oh, you're this bullish woman. Blah, 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 blah. There's all these terms I've heard. I won't even put no names on blast. But I've heard things in my life, to people in my life, words to suppress them, to suppress the life that's within them. And those tactics would then be projected on me that, oh, those traits, you're being that way. It's like when you're in a controlling environment, if you're in an environment that needs absolute control for the operation to live and to continue on where there's only one narrative, if that's what you're in, it has to brainwash anybody who has the power, the anointing, the clarity, the sight, just literally being able to see. If you can see, if you're a seer, then you're going to see through the narrative. And that would be the most dangerous person in the room. So who needs to be emotionally manipulated? Whose mind needs to be warped about themselves? You got to convince the person that sees that they're delusional and that they can't be trusted. It's pure math. It's just necessary, okay? If you need a particular narrative to be okay with yourself, then you have to maintain control of the perceptions of the people you keep nearby. And I have to bust through all of that in my own life, in the way I live, in my freedom, that I never give up on my voice, that I never give up on my perception. I never give up on my identity, on who I was created to be. And I'm learning honor. Honor is seeing an authority and being like, hey, this is your ground. I see what you want, and I'm not here to at all mess with that. I'd rather not cross a door if that means honoring the fact that you don't want my voice. And I bless you. Like, hey, loving you is honoring you. And that's where I am. I've got to be me to the point that I don't take things like that personally anymore. I don't take that personal in the slightest, because my voice goes way beyond my family. It goes way beyond my upbringing, way beyond the communities I grew up with. I'm not here to shame anybody from my past or anybody, I'll just speak, man. I'll just speak. I grew up Pentecostal. God woke me up. God showed me more. God showed me some things that are just in our humanity. We do what we sincerely believe pleases God. And that's not always good for other people. That's just the frailty of humanity. So I don't say this to belittle anybody or to condemn anybody's path whatsoever. I feel like I've learned what honor looks like because of this. I've learned how to love, how to not be manipulative, how to not control. I have struggled with manipulation and control a lot because of my need to be understood. So in the name of like, oh, I just want to be understood, it's like, no, you're actually trying to make these people agree with you so you can feel supported by them. That's evil. That ain't good, Rachel. So I just expose that for what it is. And I'm grateful that God has refined that out of me. And it's a continual refinement because like there's different levels of manipulation I could be in. My silence could be manipulation. I could be like, okay, I've lost 50% of your support. But if I be quiet, I'll keep that other 50%. That's manipulation too. Because I'm letting that take me out of my identity. I'm not being who God created me to be. I'm not speaking what is in my mouth. I'm sitting there going, oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Can somebody give me a script? Can somebody give me a script, please? I'm learning that's a lie. I know exactly what to say. I know that in love, I can speak truth. In love, I can speak truth. And God's taught me what love actually looks like. If I'm not manipulating, I'm not trying to push somebody's will, I'm not trying to convince, but I'm sharing a truth, a perspective from love, that right there is healthy any day of the week. That's what I'm learning. God is empowering me to share what I believe, to share my voice. Like, every person is a word to the earth. You're a word sent to the earth. So you have to let your voice out, or you will never be fulfilled. You will never be fulfilled if you contain the word that you are. And that's where I am. I had to learn to stop manipulating because I don't want to be misunderstood. So that's me putting an expectation on people. Hey, you got to support me. I got to have, if I tell you what I believe, I got to totally convince you in this moment, or my whole value is in jeopardy. That right there, that's what makes people think that sales is hard. It's like, no, what you're operating in is not good for people. You are way too attached to the sale. Is this even the right thing for this person? Can I share what I believe? Can I share what I'm doing without an expectation on people, a certain timeline I'm telling them that they have to operate in? If I tell you about something, you got to join this week. If I share with you a revelation God gave me, you need to understand it. You need to agree with it. Because I can't have you judging me. I can't have you having an issue with, I'm trying to control the gossip. That's what I lived in. I'm trying to control the narrative. I'm like, okay, the people's opinions that I care about, if I tell this person, they're going to go tell them, and I let them know this belief that I have, and now I'm screwed because they're literally about to dismantle the structure. The structure I set up. Here we go to control, anxiety, manipulation. It's like, I put all my chips in that thing over there. I built up all these coins in this person over here. I got this person, they understand me, they support me. And if I tell them this, they've got influence with that person. They're going to go over there and tell them this, and then I'm going to lose that person. I'm going to lose them. So I got to go and control that. I'm telling you, man, I exposed this stuff because I lived under this stuff. I couldn't see through the illusion of it because I couldn't see what I was doing. I couldn't see what my heart expected. And I would tell you, like, that's what I'm learning about being in public. I literally can be myself in public anywhere I go, any time of the day, any time of the week, anywhere I can be me. I'm so free to be me at any time. That's the truth of the matter is. But if there's something that I feel like people are coming in the midst of and are making an issue for me, like if that's what I believe, that outside of me, I'm like, oh, they're the problem. I want this person to not be here because my freedom is in their hands. My ability to be me is in their hands. That right there, that just shows me the control I'm operating in. And that's related to who I think I am. So your truest identity will completely free you from needing external control. Something I love that Sierra, a business partner of mine, says, she's like, the only control that's healthy, the only control that you're supposed to have is self-control. Every other type of control is just an illusion. She said that on an interview, and I really was like, yes, so true. So that's literally, I'm being tested. Like, why did God say, Rachel, get up, go live, go in the park? Because it just bumps into all the areas of my control that still exist. I get around people, I'm like, I'm trying to control their thinking. I'm projecting on them. Oh, they're probably thinking this about me, so I need to be quiet. They're probably thinking this about me, so I need to change this about myself. God is literally confronting that childhood pattern that bound me. I was so committed to managing external perception that I literally forfeited my entire identity and voice for 29 years. Literally. And until I could take responsibility, that was me. I did that. And I can undo that. I can learn to stop doing that. Like, does my assignment change because people are around me? Right? When you say it out loud, it just sounds crazy. Does my assignment change because people are in the room? because this person's in the room. I just had so many excuses. I believed that what I was doing was selfish. When I speak, it's manipulation. All this stuff, I know where it comes from. It comes from my childhood. It comes from an environment that is afraid of losing its patrons to the perspective. If you talk, that's dangerous. You're going to get talked about so that your influence is rendered ineffective in the community in which I need control over. I need these people to stay around what I'm doing. Don't wake them up. Don't give them another perspective. I get it. I get the things that form this, but nonetheless, as an adult, I can't keep going, they did this to me. They did this to me. I don't say that to take it lightly. Like, I had to actually heal. I had to actually forgive. I had to actually unwind all this stuff. And yes, there are external things that lead to us being out of our identity. Those external things have that effect on us. And yeah. So I was just saying, there comes a point where being victimized can now become a victim mentality. Therefore, I never take responsibility for what I have to do now on the other side of what was done to me. And that's where I'm saying, so I have absolute compassion for people that have gone through things. That's part of the journey, but you'll never get free until you take responsibility for the internal choices you made that led to you being off of your path because you started protecting yourself. And when you can see all those connections, then you can start to actually see, what is the next step I need to take? What is healthy in my life for me to regain that divine perspective of myself again? How do I get back to the pure child that I was before things happened? How do I get back to my intention before I was born into things, born into belief systems that aren't God's perspective of me? So in order to start to let the light in, to let love in, to begin to build trust with God, and to see the goodness of God, to see the path of God for you, how do I get back to who I'm created for? How do I get to purpose? How do I get to fulfillment? It's when I take responsibility and I ask God, okay, what next, God? How do I get free? How do I affirm the things I need affirmed in me? Step one for me was stop wanting it from particular people. Are you okay with me sending you people that can be that in your life, or do you need it to be that person in particular? So as I surrendered that, God fulfilled my desire. God, I want friends. God, I want mentors. God, I want support systems. God, I want parental figures. God, I want business partners. God, I want a husband. You wanting it and you surrendering that to God, God will put you on a path that will begin to heal you. It'll begin to break it all off of you, begin to illuminate things. So never compare your season to somebody else's, because what you need next might not be what they're stepping into. But just put it on the list. If it stands out to you, if your heart burns and you're like, I want that, no reason to covet. It's just no, God heard me. That's on the list. You're going to have your version of what you're seeing somebody else have, that it be what is actually fulfilling to you. Because something that fits my blueprint might look different for your blueprint. Okay, let me get across this road. There we go. But yeah, your blueprint is unique. And if you want what is actually fulfilling to you, you can't compare yourself to other people. Like, I have this thing where I'll hear God years in advance, and then I want it now. I miss the season. I'm like, I want it now. I heard you. This is for me. I want this now. And God's like, I want to do this in your heart. I want to do this in your heart. I need to get this foundation of truth in you. I need to uproot this other thing that's still driving you, because it's going to sabotage it, all this stuff. And I'm like, God, but I heard you. Like, even the business I'm doing right now, I heard you back in October. I know this is my path. And for like 4 or 5 months, I was just like gung-ho, like, where's my investor? Where's my investor? And yeah, God had to bring me to a place where I surrendered it, and God brought friends in my life. God began to open my heart. God began to just heal me and show me like how self-responsible I've been in my calling, instead of doing it with God, doing it with the support that God wants to bring into my life. So I had to slow down, and God began to affirm and build me up in a lot of areas that now that I'm in this season, I saw a year ago, last 2 years really. I tried to launch business and all these other businesses because I heard online business pop up in my heart again. So I just go to my most logical last conclusion, just started like trying to figure it out, try to find it through experience instead of through waiting. So yeah, that's my journey. But that's something that God is teaching me, is that you can't just compare your season to somebody else. You got to trust, if God brings it up in your heart, he will bring you to it as well. And in the right season, the provision's going to be there. There's things that God is preparing, and I'm learning that as well, not to be manipulative. If I try to manipulate ahead of God's plan for me, and then I could think my destiny is to try to manipulate other people ahead of God's plan for them too. You see, like, that's why it's so important to learn what's driving you, because God is actually addressing trauma. God is saying, I want to take this out of you. And me getting free is being right in the heart of business right now. It is literally doing such a work in my heart. Like, I am where I'm supposed to be. I am in season. I am on time. That's how I felt this morning. I'm like, I need to be in the park. Yeah, I only got a few hours of sleep last night because I was so jazzed up. This is where I need to be. This is where God is doing what needs to be done in me. I think, oh, I need sleep. And God's like, no, you need to be in the park. You need to release the word I have in you. You need to stop thinking. So I was saying, my trust could be in, oh, I get up, I pray in the morning. Well, I was up to like 3 in a space, consuming videos and just things stirring in my heart. And if I normally get up at 5, I didn't get up at 5. I got up when I normally go to the park. My brain goes, oh, but I can't go to the park if I didn't pray. They're like, nope, see, what I put my trust in is that these are the things I live from. It's my routine. It's this protocol that allows me to be free, versus choosing freedom and being me at all times. And that was a revelation this morning. Oh, I need sleep. Projecting into the future. I'm gonna be tired. I'm not tired at all. Like, I'm not. So God is doing something. I have to trust the flow of the Spirit. Yeah, God did show me some parameters are things that are in flow for me until God comes in and does a pattern interrupt for today. For me to learn what I need to learn today. For me to click out of something. This is how God evicts trauma out of your life. This is how God evicts false identities. See, who I think I am, what I think I need, versus who I am, who I was created to be. And in that place, I am so fulfilled. Why? Because I am on my assignment. I'm at my appointment. And this is where you can live free from every perception of man. I'm like, it's great to be supported. It's great to be affirmed. It's great to have that committee around you. But do you know who God created you to be? Are you going to be her no matter what? Are you going to be him no matter what? That's the place God called me to live from. God said, you need to believe, you need to declare your beliefs ahead of people, verbally affirming you. Sometimes you have to walk by faith before you get to support. And that is a test of what do you believe. Do you believe, oh, what God spoke is no longer true because nobody came alongside me when I said it? I even got attacked. I had people in my DMs trying to convince me out of the word and cutting people off from me because I didn't change my belief when they came to show me the truth, you know? What do you believe after that? Do you doubt what God said because you lost your friends? Huh? These are the moments where you get forged in fire. You get forged in your intimacy with God. Who are you going to believe? That's the biggest thing. God is breaking me out of the fact that I'll conceal, limit, and say the expression of my revelation, knowing, belief, what God has put in me and spoken over me. I'll limit it, repackage it, and say it's not loving to share that because that person doesn't believe that. How in the world do you have influence? How in the world do you release what God put in you if you check in with the world's current condition? If you're sent to somebody to deliver a message, you're like, God, but they don't believe that. It's like, that's why I sent you. That's why I sent you. You see, this is the stuff that then leads to me saying, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. God's like, no, say what I gave you to say. Give the word I put in your mouth and know that you're loved. And God actually had to check me on that. Am I being loving or am I being manipulating? Do I have an expectation on them to walk away with immediate belief in the message I gave? See, it had more to do with control, shutting my voice up, because I'm trying to control people from misunderstanding me, disagreeing with me. I want support, see how this comes back. And as all of that, that's where God's breaking all that off. And I even talk about sales. That's why sales challenges everything in a soul. If you want to see yourself, do sales. What is sales? Sharing what you believe. It's literally what sales is. If you believe in something, share it. You're going to meet a lot of people who don't believe in it. And it's going to show you about your heart and how attached you are. And yeah, it's literally the most delivering industry to be in, because we, as kingdom people, are called to sell. Okay? God drops a word. It could be the word of, you are loved. If I believe somebody is loved, will I not share it with them because they might think I'm weird? You see, that's literally sales. Do I believe they're not loved because they believe they're not loved? So I tell that word to sit still, to go back in. I suppress it. Don't tell people what you see. I'm like, God's like, oh, I love that person so much. They have this gift. Da, 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 da. They've been through this, this, and this. And I'm like, I ain't gonna say nothing. They're gonna think I'm weird. I can't live with people thinking this about me. See, this is sales. This is what sales is. Sales is sharing what you believe. Our calling is to come to the world and be effective. This is our calling. Be effective. I'm coming to this point right now where I'm like, okay, I'm usually at the point where I get off the live because I'm near my car. But I feel like I got more to give. I'm gonna turn around. Talk to y'all for a little bit more. So, anyways, guys, yeah, be effective. That is what we're created for. We're created to take what God has shown us, the simplicity of what do you believe, you need to give it to other people. The things that we've encountered when we shared our hearts as kids, this is where it literally exists. When we shared our heart as children, we got told certain things. We got shut down. It could be the school principal. It could be the teacher. It could be the mom, the dad, the sibling, the uncle, the friend, the bully. We got convinced, oh, it's painful. Oh, it hurts when I share what I believe. I'll even say the way I'm wired is personality stuff. I'm a personality coach. So for those that know, I'm an ESTP. that introverted thinking is my identity. Like, introverted thinking is like my individual thoughts, my individual beliefs, the conclusions, my reasons. That right there, that's like, you want to jab me in the heart, jab me in that, challenge me on my thinking. And now I'm like, ugh, I can't sustain that. Nope, don't let that happen again. Don't ever let your pearls get touched. So just to speak to it, we have different types of pain based on the way we're wired, right? We're called, God is building a certain collection in us of values, of identity, of revelations, of wisdom, of knowledge, whatever that, like, those internal functions that we have is the us. Those are personal, right? The internal ones, the introverted ones are personal. The extroverted ones is how we show up in the world, okay? So, yeah, the way I'm wired, that was like the worst thing. So then it's like you either surrender the person that you are to God, that God can use it, or you hold it close to you and go, nope, I'm keeping my peace. I gotta maintain my peace. And that's a lack of self-reflection, because God is really wanting to awaken us, break us off from these things. Break us off from the external being able to shut down the flow of the internal to the external. You have a word, you have a message that the world needs. You were sent here for a purpose. You were sent here for a purpose. That's the way it is. Okay, I'm gonna go back now. I'm feeling like I'm getting out what God gave me. So, yeah, in conclusion, you're only going to be fulfilled when you do what you were created to do. Okay? If you're a car and it never cranks, it never drives down the road, never goes on a road trip, it never takes people from point A to point B. You might be called to help people get to where they're going. And you parked up, sitting up in an art museum, you polishing it, buffing it, all this, going, oh, I'm preserving my pearls. I'm protecting them. They safe over here. It's just, it's so beautiful. This is my trophy. I'm not letting nobody hurt me. I'm not letting nobody, can't nobody disrespect me. Like, you have no effect. Your spirituality is reaping no fruit. You're sent to have an effect in the world. Okay? I speak to myself. I don't say this to make fun of people. I collide into my old thinking because I saw it needed to break. And if I let you keep it and I don't be the word of what God has revealed to me, that's on my hands. I am supposed to awaken people. If God shows me something, why would I keep it to myself? I've got to learn truth is love. When you have compassion, you'll tell people the truth. Either you care more about yourself, therefore you're not sharing it, or you love people and you say, I release you to process this however you're going to. I bless you. I bless you to process in your own timing, in your own way, to walk out what you got to walk out, to live in the truth, to live at your pace, to process, to come to a revelation, to come to awareness. Sometimes people said things over me 10 years ago that I'm just now realizing was true. And we got to give people that same grace. You need to not suppress the word, because it'll ring up in their spirit when they're ready, when their heart is ready. But God still can send you way before they're ready to just make a deposit, to put a seed on the ground. Yeah. So I just bless you guys. There's so much for you. You have so much purpose. You were sent here for a reason. And you can find your path when you just say this: God, I surrender. Show me what I don't see. Show me how to think about my life. Show me who I really am. Mean it. Say that prayer every day until you start to see the assignments God sends to you, because it's a path to awaken that in you. So yeah, guys, love you all. And I'll see y'all on the next video.